Hello, my crafty friends, and happy Monday! It's not just any typical Monday, no. It's the third day of our fun Junetober, which is an online event on Natty and Moon Creative if you have missed it so far. Today, I'm coming here with this lovely folio. This is a freebie from Natty and Moon, and you can get it from her Facebook group, Natty and Moon Creative, along with so many other freebies that she will be posting this month. So, this is called a Witchy Folio. It comes together with some witchy patterns, and this opens our witchy themed week. Let's take a look on the final-ish result. So everything you need, more or less, comes in this kit. All you really need is the two braids. You could also use eyelets, I think, or Velcro closer or whatever you want. If you want to do the button closer, you also need some twine or thread. And if you want to sew in some signatures, you need the binding supplies. But if you don't have those, you could always just take some thread and wrap it around the folio cover and your signature so that the papers stay put, but you don't have to sew. That is also an option. So, this folio was actually designed by me. So I tried to follow these instructions that I have written as closely as I could, but it was a little bit difficult here and there because, like I said, I designed this basic structure. So I know it too well to follow the instructions too much, but I tried. I promise you, I tried. Also, what you won't see in the tutorial is that I printed the journaling card sheet twice, which leaves me with 8 of those. I used the different background pattern for both of those. I printed all my pieces double-sided, and I made sure that the folio cover pieces, there's 3 of them, or yeah, 3 sheets of them. I made sure that I used the same pattern behind all of them. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter what you use, and there are so many patterns that you can come up with so many different looks depending on what you use on the inside. So the folio has a wavy pocket and a background piece with some inserts. It has a belly band, a flap in here. It's shorter than the journaling cards, but I still like to put them there. It doesn't bother me that they overlap because there's room for it anyway. There's a long side pocket. We have also double pocket. You can also use this as 2 separate pockets if you want to. And I have left this quite plain. As you can see, I haven't even done any eyelet setting or anything like that yet. I will later on and probably post a video of the final result as well. But you can do this all just with the kit. So don't think too hard about it. This is really beginner friendly, or friendly, not really friendly. You can also, because some of the pockets are quite small, so you cannot fit a journaling card in there if it's straight, but you can always fold them in half. Also, if you want to make a scrappy project or something and make your own tags and stuff to put in here, that's also possible, of course. Here's a piece, just a regular piece of paper to decorate this area, but you could also use this as a pocket. Just glue it down from 3 sides and you have an opening there. I just glued it down flat so that it won't become too bulky because I didn't want that in this case. We have quite a many journal pages. I don't think I will be using this for journaling purposes for the most part, so that's why I was able to use like darker and busier patterns. But let's see. Yeah, that's from a different kit actually. I couldn't help myself, sorry. But some of the patterns we have here, they are also suitable for writing, or you could take a piece of coffee dyed paper or just plain printer paper and maybe rip the edges and glue it down in here so that it would be framed, kind of like these journaling pages here, and I think that would look really nice. Then we have these, I think these are like crossing triangle pockets, and 2 journaling cards. So this actually fits quite a lot. And yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Go to town with it, do whatever you want with it. But here's just how you can do it so that you don't have to think about it too much. Enjoy! Okay, let's begin by going through all the supplies you need for making this project. You can see the brads and glue, scissors. I had some ink, a piece of thread. I didn't have the binding thread there, but I will show it to you later on. But I was just showing you that I had printed all my papers double-sided and I printed the journaling pages 6 times. I began by cutting out the cover piece 1 and cover piece 2, which I'm cutting right here. There we go. And then I'm trying to figure out how to put them together. There are some darker lines on those papers, and that means that you have to fold there. You can use a scoring board like I did with the first piece, but you can also do it by hand, like I'm doing with the second one. So there's really no additional fancy equipment needed for this one. Here comes the flap. And here's the cover piece 2. The cover piece has 2, what are those called? Like hinges. And it's the wider one of those 2 that connects to the cover piece 1. I also put some glue on it. And it is a little bit tricky to get them glued down, like really, I don't know how to even put it, like so that it looks good. It can be a little bit tricky, but just take your time. And it's the basic structure for your folio, so this is probably the spot where you want to be extra careful and spend some time on it. I just wanted to make sure that everything lines up really well. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's exactly why I flipped the piece over, because I felt like I wasn't able to do that on the inside. So this is the outside of the cover. And there I was just making sure that it stuck. And this latest piece that I put on was side flap 1. And this one is side flap 2. I cut it out and folded it along the dark line on the paper. and then I glued it in the middle of cover piece 1 and cover piece 2. So at this point there's actually 3 layers of paper on that place where the hinge was attached to, which means that it creates like a little spine. Here I am next making the closure. I close the folio to make it a little bit easier. If you have the correct size punches, you could always punch the circles out, especially the biggest ones. Mine was too big for the smaller ones, but I just got them out by hand and used some ink around the pieces. If you don't want to use ink, you absolutely don't have to. That's perfectly or completely optional. But I like the look, so that's what I went with. I took the smaller pieces that have like a dot in the middle and glued those on the biggest, darkest pieces. I tried to center them, and then I took my awl and made a hole so that I would be able to put the prat through there. I have 2 additional circles waiting. I will need them in a bit, but right now I was just trying to make sure where I wanted to place my closure circles, and made a hole for the prat in the cover as well, just like I'm doing here. And then I just took the prat, poked it in, and then I flatten the legs of the prat. Next, I'm going to take those additional circles. I actually, obviously the pattern, because I printed it double-sided, it's the same that I have for the cover or the inside of the cover, so I didn't use the front side of those circles. Instead, I put glue there, so it was kind of, I don't know, less visible because it's the same pattern on the back side. And then I just tied the thread onto or behind the circle piece around the, what's it called, the prat. Then I took the second page of the instructions. I realized that I had skipped the whole closure part, but I managed. I could cut out the 2 pieces that are meant to cover the side flaps 1 and 2. I had 2 options if I would like to use the actual front side or the back side, but I decided to go with the way that Natty designed it. The images. Wow, I'm struggling to speak today, clearly. And like I said in the beginning, it's possible to make these or one of them into a pocket by simply gluing down 3 sides instead of the whole piece. Here I took the double pocket with hinges. That is 2 pieces, and I folded the hinges. And now I'm obviously putting some ink on the edges, both of them. But here is where you can decide. You can glue them on top of each other, or as I'm showing you here, you could just put them on different sides of that flap, because at this point the other side will be blank. There's nothing except for that decorational piece that I just glued down before this. If you want to follow the tutorial, you can obviously always just pause and do it at your own pace. But there are also the instructions that you can follow if that's easier for you, but I know that not everyone is really good at following written instructions, so that's why I wanted to make this tutorial for people who are like visual learners like I am. Then I took the background piece 1 and wavy double pockets. I was playing with the idea of actually using the backside again, but once again I decided to go with the design that Natty has put on that pocket. That way it matches the instructions and the way she designed it. But if you print your papers double-sided like I do, you will have tons of options. You can flip the pieces over if you want to. Then I just try to see where the middle is, and I'm gluing this piece down on the first panel, counting from the flap. As you can see, it's going down centered-ish. I was surprised to see how straight I actually got everything with this folio. It was a small surprise. But now I took background piece 2. That is the other big piece. And I also took the crossing triangle pockets. These do not have any hinges or things like that. So you can just put glue on 2 sides and line them up with the sides and bottom of background piece 2. I also decided to round the corners because the corners of the pockets are rounded, but the background piece 2 has like sharp edges or corners, so I just made them match, but that is completely optional. You don't have to. I just like to make things harder for myself, I guess. You could see me flip the folio over, and that is because that's the piece where the brad went on. So I just feel like it's easier to flatten and make sure that the glue sticks if you turn it around for a bit. Here I'm already going for the belly band and the long pocket, which is what I'm gluing down in here. I put that on the side flap 2. So the second side flap. And there we go with the belly band. It's down. This has quite many tucks and pockets that you can use, which is awesome. And here I already got all my pieces out, the tags and journaling cards, and I'm just trying to figure out where I want to place them. Like I said in the beginning, I actually ended up printing that journaling card sheet that has 4 cards twice to get 8, and there you can see all my scraps. Yes, I'm going to be making many scrappy projects once this event is done. But I wanted to use one of those scraps to make like a little, what's it called? Like, well, basically it's a journaling card. So just a little something to be put into the pocket. And next I am showing you my needle. It has a, or I was taking some cotton thread. It's like a waxed version. And I also took a ruler and a pen to figure out where I wanted my 3 holes to go, because I'm going to poke 3 holes onto the center of my signature, and then I clipped the pages in place. I usually make like 1 hole in the middle of the page, and then the second and third holes, they come about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters from the top and the bottom. I was trying to see where my mark was, and if you want to just eyeball it, you definitely can. Here, because I want my holes on the spine be at the same spot as my pages are, I gonna use my pages holes as a template, and now I am poking the holes. I really wanted to make sure that my holes were big enough because my thread is super thick, but if yours is not, you don't have to worry about that too much. And like I said, if you don't have an awl, if you don't want to sew these signatures in, you can always just kind of like make a loop around the signature and the folio cover so that they will stay put. That is probably the easiest option. And great option for that is to use some elastic like an elastic band or something for that. I'm just evening out my ends. So I started from the middle, poked the needle out, then came through the top, went straight to the bottom, and then I came back in from the middle and made sure that my thread was on the both sides of that long loop, basically. So here's the finished folio. I am doing just a little flip through. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to my channel, say hi in the comments. Let me know what you think about Junetober so far, if you're taking part. And this folio is available for free. We have so many other designers coming in. We've got Victoria Designs, we've got Trucking Scribe, we've got you name it. Like, we've got tons of different designers. I'm really, really proud that we were able to pull this event off. It's like, it's been a great experience even now, and the event hasn't even started yet. So please go take a look at Nadia Moon Creative on Facebook. It's completely free and you get a lot of freebies there. Anyway, thank you for watching, and as I struggle with the closer here, bye for now.